Yeah, what's up guys, what's up PPL fans, Shadi here, coach of the Bayern Munich in the Pokemon Premier League, and welcome to my PPL Season 2 draft analysis. Yep. If you don't know what the PPL is, it's basically a draft based league, much like the GBA, where we have a budget of 100 million and have to pick from that. Every mon has its very own value that we determined by ourselves, which is between 15 and 2 million for regular mons and between I think 10 and 20 for megas. So we don't have to pick a mega. It's just up to everyone else if they want the mega or not. A lot of people decide against the mega. Also, we don't have playoffs. We just have a league table. I'm saying this because I got a lot of subs since last PPL season, so I'm sure there are a couple people who don't know what this is. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing now is show you my team and what I picked. I'm going to show them right now, just because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to do like GFX stuff. It's not worth it, honestly. I'm just gonna go in Showdown and kind of do it like other people did before me in other leagues. So, let's just get right in. I recorded this yesterday, it was like 40 minutes, so I will try to make this shorter. So, first up, I wanted Clefable. If you followed me last season, you know that I absolutely love Clefable, and it's my favorite Pokemon in this format, and I think it's one of the top 5 mons in general, and the best defensive fairy. However, Ethan, for the second time in a row, sniped me off my first round pick and got Clefable. Backup for Clefable? Obviously Sylveon. Well, RTK picked that. So I had to get the next best defensive fairy, and that is obviously the one and only annoying cunt. Oh, I can't spell. Togekiss. Hell fucking yeah. Togekiss is a really solid mon. As you can see, this is really laggy. This is why I don't record Shadow at the moment. Yeah. Togekiss is really bulky, 85, 95, 115 bulk is nice, 80 speed, 120 special attack. This thing is pretty fucking good. It gives me a defogger right away with my first round pick. Also, the reason I picked this up first round is I don't want to not have a good fairy, so I want to secure the thing as early as possible. So, yeah, Togekiss gives me a defogger right away, gives me a cleric, a potential wish passer, even though I'm not sure if I really want to do that, but it's an option, because I suck at wish passing. Yeah, I said a cleric, it has reliable recovery, it's a setup sweeper, it can baton pass things. Let it be just for gaming initiative, or for actually baton passing like a nasty pot or whatever. And that is incredibly valuable in the first round pick. Togekiss is very versatile. If I really want to go nuts, I can go hustle Joyce Band or whatever, but I'm not gonna. No one drafted Mega Beedrill, thankfully, so I don't have to run, hustle E-Speed to just bop that thing. Also, the thing obviously has Serene Graze, which means I can flinch people to death, because I got sniped a lot during this draft, and people deserve to get flinched for that. So yeah, between its dual stabs and Dazzling Gleam and Air Slash, Flamethrower, Aura Sphere, and a lot of other good moves it gets, the thing is also a really big threat offensively, and I just really like Togekiss, and I think it's a really good mon that will serve me well. So, moving on swiftly, this is the first mon that was actually on my plan, and I didn't get many that I actually wanted. Oh, my browser's dying, that's nice. And I wanted this thing from the start just because it can break teams in half, and that is Manaphy. Now, Manaphy right away gives me a bulky water type that's also an offensive water type. If I just want a bulky one, I would have gotten Melodic, but I want Manaphy because it's a huge offensive threat. People have to prepare for it so hard because countering it is pretty much impossible in this format. The problem this thing encounters on ladder is a 3 moveset syndrome outside of Tail Glow. However, in this I can pick my 3 moves. Because on ladder, if you don't have HP Fire, then Ferrothorn walls you. If you don't have Energy Ball, bulky water types wall you, and so on and so forth. However, I can pick my coverage here and just destroy things. Also, it's a base 100 set overall thing, so it's really bulky. It gets Calm Mind as well if I want to go a different route than Tail Glow. I don't have to run Tail Glow every week. I can run a defensive one, for example. I think I'm talking really fast, but that's just how I do sometimes. I know. It also gets nice physical moves and U-turn and knockoff, and I think probably maybe Waterfall. Let me double check that. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to run a physical Manaphy, but it does get Waterfall, so not sure why we run it, but it's an option. It also gets Heal Bell. I was not aware of that. That's really fucking good. So it has another cleric. Yeah, Manaphy is just good. It gives me a nice switch into a lot of things as well. If I want to go a bulkier route, I can run the Rain Dance Hydration Rest set. I mean, I'm always going to run Hydration because it's only ability. But other than that, I can just run a lot of sets with the thing, and it's a massive threat that people have to prepare for. It does have the ability to just 6-0 teams right away, and that is really nice. I'm just looking at its move pool. It gets dual screens and just so many options for the thing that I didn't know of, because all you see is a tail glow. And I know a lot of shit, but not that Mewnich gets all these moves. So that's very helpful. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Mewnich because everyone knows how good it is. If you are subbed to Joey Pokegame and have seen him use it in the UCL, you will see how good the thing is. It's a lord. It went undrafted season 1, which is ridiculous. But now I got on team, I'm really happy with the thing because it's so fucking good. I looked at a couple matchups and it just destroys lives. I can also just spread burns with Scald, so that's nice. So moving along swiftly. At this point, after getting Togekiss, I realized I need a fast electric type. I need electric immunity, so I wanted to secure that as early as possible. Now this is a weird round 3 pick. I know a lot of people disagree with it, but I went with Jolteon. Now, Jolteon gives me electric immunity as soon as right away. Volt Absorb can be really helpful, which means people can't just spam Volt Switch or T-Bolt against these two guys because Jolteon's gonna be like, yo, fuck you. Jolteon's also incredibly fast. 130 speed, outspeeds pretty much everything that has been drafted. I can't think of anything. Electrode outspeeds me, but Electrode's bad, so as that. Yeah, Jolteon is just really good. 110 special attack is also nice. It gives me a nice Volt Switcher for momentum. It has decent coverage with Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, Hidden Power, Synchronize for other electric types. Clearly the best option. Yeah, I like Jolteon a lot. I always thought it was bad, but it's really good. It was MVP in GBA Season 1, and it's a lot more powerful. I picked this early because I didn't want to be stuck with something like Raichu in the end. I want a fast electric type that has the electric immunity. So my original plan was Rotom Mow, but after picking Togekiss, I wanted to go with the electric immunity. So, and also I didn't get the electric immunity I wanted initially. It was Sand Slash. I decided to not pick it up. So, yeah, Jolteon, that's that. I can run Wish and Heal Bell if I really feel like that's going to be helpful in any way, shape, or form. It also gets a Baton Pass, which I can run with Agility, Charge Beam, Work Up, whatever I want to go with. I'm gonna run Heal Bell Jolteon 1 week, I hope. just because I can. Yeah, I like Jolteon a lot. I think it can put in the finest of work. So, moving on, I wanted a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. If you don't know, Fairy Dragon Steel Core is one of the best cores in general, especially in this format. So my Steel type was supposed to be Scissor, however it was picked round 1, so I didn't have the ability to even think of getting it. My backup Steel types were between Cobalion, Registeel, and, you know, going with something completely different. Like Steelix, I had Steelix in mind for a second, and I think that would have been a nice choice, but Steelix special defense is just so bad that didn't feel like it was worth it. So what I went with is one of the most reliable Steel types, a really fat one, and that is Registeel. If we can work with me, Sharon, thank you very much. Yeah, Registeel has a nice bulk, 80 HP and 150 in both defenses, 75 in both attacking stats, which is kind of helpful, which means it's not super weak. You know, it's a complete setup for it. It has a nice offensive move pool with things like Stab, Iron Head. Seismic Toss is nice because it can break subs pretty much always. Earthquake, Ice Punch, and so on and so forth. It also gives me a very reliable Stealth Rocker. You're not gonna OHKO Registeel anytime soon. You're just not, unless you have a Stab, super powerful guy like Victini, for example. But other than that, Registeel is almost guaranteed to get up rocks unless it gets taunted. So, it gives me a really reliable switch into a lot of mons just because of how fat the thing is. If you have recoverage moves for it, that's cute. You're gonna do solid 30% at max, which, you know, the thing doesn't have reliable recovery, but it's just there to annoy people and get things in range for one of my cleanup mons to clean up, basically. Also gives me T-Wave support, which is always nice. Speed control, I have 3 T-Wave users now and a Scald user, so I can spread all kinds of status, which is nice. Yeah, I just really like Registeel. It did well in this format before. Shroom used it fairly well last season, and so did Sizz. Sizz also my buddy in the battle unit, which I'm an analyst. I can tell you he did fairly well with it. And it gets Horn Claws. That's an option. I'm just going to see if there's any weird moves I didn't know of, but yeah, it has a couple cool options, so I'm going to have fun with the Registeel, and I think it's a really good mon. Also, while we're in the middle of this, I need nicknames for my mons. I have 2 mons that have nicknames, and everything else still needs one, so feel free to leave suggestions down in the comments below, because I really want good nicknames that feel like I have actual players on the field. So, moving along. After having my steel type and my reliable stealth rocker, I looked around and I realized that a certain mon was still around and it's actually really cheap and would fit my team amazingly well. And that is Shaman. Last season I wanted to grass type near the end of the draft and I was stuck with Meganium. I didn't want to do that again because Shaman is a thing. I also realized my team was fairly weak to ground. You know, Jolteon and Registeel are weak to it. Togekiss doesn't appreciate the Stone Edge, which often comes with it. And Manaphy switches in, but still, I want a reliable resistance because that's what a lot of teams lack. Which means that things like Escaril or Haxorus, which have Mold Breaker, Earthquake, just destroy a lot of teams because the only ground immunity is a Levitate user. So I want a nice resistance to that. Shaman is incredibly good, not only in the UDT but also in this format. I say in this format a lot. You can count how many times I say this in this video. Appreciate it. I need to calm down. I talk way too fast, but that's just how I do sometimes. I'm sorry. Yeah, Shaman is a really good defensive mon. It has 100 base stats all around, just like Manaphy, but it's also a massive offensive threat. Between Seed Flare, Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam, Air Slash, Psychic, and so on and so forth. Of course, Hidden Power is always nice. This thing barely has any safe switches, just because I can get Seed Flare drops on mons. I have one of the safer switches in Registeel for myself, which is nice because it can't get the Seed Flare drop. But as soon as Shaman gets a drop on something, it has to switch the fuck out. It just does. It also has reliable recovery and things like Synthesis, and it gives one really nifty move that I had twice last season, unfortunately. Oh god. Oh god, what is happening? Get out of here. Nice. Healing Wish. Healing Wish can be very helpful. I can get one of my big threats or even my defensive mons back in a good healthy position, and that is nice. It's also not a cleric with aromatherapy, which means technically my fourth one, but Jolteon doesn't really count. It doesn't. It also gets Sword Stance, which is nice. I can run, you know, Seed Bomb, Zen Headbutt, and Return. That nice physical coverage Shaman gets. It also is a Tailwind user, just like Togekiss, which I didn't mention. Yeah, Shaman is just really good. It's really bulky, and I like it a lot, and it's gonna put in the finest of work for me. 100 bait speed is also nice. That just speeds a lot of things, and it's a good scar for speed tier if I want to go that route. So, moving on, we have another mon that was actually on my original draft plan. Shaman wasn't even anywhere close to my ideas for planning, but it was around. It was 12 million. I was like, I'm picking this fucker up. I didn't talk about values. Fuck. Okay, Togekiss is 14, Manaphy is 15, Jolteon is 8, Registeel 10, and Shaman is 12. So yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. And I want a spinner and I want priority. When I first started planning, I realized that the teams they built didn't have enough priority, so I wanted to have a priority user, and I wanted another hazard removal. So I went with which one is it? Come on. Hitmonlee. I really like Hitmonlee. I know a lot of people dislike it, but I disagree. I think it's a really solid mon. It has 3 helpful abilities in my opinion. Limber can be nice if I don't want to run Unburden, or Reckless if I don't want to run a high jump kick. I don't need Limber. So Reckless high jump kick is stupidly powerful if I run a choice band on that fucker, and you know, just high jump kick everything. It's very beautiful. Unburden is really nice for cleaning up late game. Limber prevents me from getting paralyzed, which is nice depending on my opponent's team. I can definitely run that. Yeah, but Hitmonlee gives me a nice spinner. Ghost types don't really want to come in on the thing just because knockoff is a thing that hits really hard coming off of the thing's attack stat. It has Mark Punch, Bullet Punch, Sucker Punch, and Fake Out as priority moves, so you know, I can pick and choose what I want as my coverage moves. Not coverage moves, priority moves. It also gets standard coverage in things like Earthquake and Stone Edge, which are helpful. Poison Jab as well, and the infamous Blaze Kick. Yeah, I really like this mon, and I think it can put in work. It gets Pursuit, which I guess I can use for whatever reason. 87 speed is nice. It's not optimal, but it's nice because it's still a good scarf for speed tier, which outspeeds everything that's not scarfed, if it's scarfed. So that's that. Yeah, the thing is powerful, and if you want to bring Protect against me just to prevent Hitmonlee from high jump kicking your team, it's fine. Unlike Mian Chao, it gets close combat. That's one of the big advantages it has over Mian Chao. Also, it's cheaper. Hitmonlee was, I think, only 6 million, which I think is an absolute bargain. So, I'm happy with the thing. I like it a lot. And it can put in your finest of work. So, we're gonna move on right here real quick. No, I'm not gonna undo-delete. So, this is where things get difficult. I got sniped of 3 things so far. Things as a word. Was it 3? Yeah. Clefable / Sylveon, which was not that big a deal, you know. I really want Clefable, but that's just how it goes. Scissor, which I was really sad about. And most importantly, Mesprit, one of my big mascots, got sniped for me round 3. Fucking round 3 by Colton. Colton, if you're watching this, I hate you. But also Alex wanted it, so he would have picked it up either way. I would not have gotten it. Would have been my round 3 or 4 pick. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But now we get into the more important picks. For this round, I was 100% set on either Druddigon or Tyrantrum. And Druddigon was by far my number 1 pick. It was on my original draft plan, and I think it would fit my team amazingly well. However, Evelyn decided to pick up Druddigon, which made me really sad. I was like, okay, I can still get Tyrantrum. There aren't many teams that look like they could use it or they need it. Well, Shrew made a different plan and decided to pick up Tyrantrum. So both of my Dragon types were gone, and I really wanted a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. So that was unfortunate. This one I was really struggling, and I didn't know what to pick. So I was somewhere between, let's just get some Dragon. I was thinking Garchomp, because I was set on my last 2 picks, which would leave me with 15 million left. So I had 15 million to play around with for 1, 2, or even 3 picks. Garchomp was definitely an option. It gives me another like, immunity, a Dragon type, and just an incredibly good mon. However, I didn't want that. It would leave me with only 9 mons, and I want 10 at minimum. I think 9 is not enough. Then I was thinking something like Delphox would be nice, because it didn't have a fire type yet. Regirock would have been incredibly nice. So would Rhyperior, and even Flygon was on my mind, because I think Flygon would fit my team really well, and I could use it somewhat to effect, even though it's a terrible Pokemon. But in the end, I decided to go with something completely differently. Amonat did very well last season, and Amonat is a massive threat offensively as well as defensively for some teams or mons. And that is Kyurem. Amonat almost single-handedly beat me. I ended up winning the game, but I almost lost to this thing alone last season. Kyurem, if you look at its stats, 130 in both attacking stats is ridiculous. Also, my mouth is dry as fuck. Oh yeah, I didn't go over the fucking Hitmonlee's nickname. God damn it. Well, I probably edited something in anyway. So, Hitmonlee is gonna be called John Cena. I probably edited in the clip because that's gonna be its nickname. Yeah, back to Kyurem. 130 both attacking stats means it's incredibly unpredictable. You know, it doesn't get a physical ice stab, much like Kyurem B, but it's still a threat. It's also really fucking bulky. If you look at these stats, that's ridiculous. 125 base HP is incredibly good. 90 in both defenses and 95 speed. The thing just has incredible stats and a decent typing. Dragon Ice is really fun. It's not optimal, but it's fun. Which means I lack not a fire resistance at this point, but you know, that's just how it goes. After getting slapped a couple times. It also doesn't give me another stealth rocker, but you know. Yeah, the thing is incredibly hard to switch into. If you slap a specs on the thing, Ice Beam just destroys teams. And having a powerful ice type is so valuable in this format, because I think, how many are there? Like 3? Weavile, Mammothswine, and Kyurem? That's probably it on the really good front. Because we banned Kyurem Black. For good reason. I can also just drop Dracos on things that, or teams that don't have fairies or good steel types. If they have a steel type, I can run Earth Power, Focus Blast, or even the Hidden Power, depending on what steel type there is, but there is no Ferrothorn, so I don't think I need that. The HP Fire, that is. And yeah, I can go Bandit and fucking Outrage everything. I can go Sub-Roost and stall out mons with pressure and its incredible bulk. Seismic Toss does not break this thing sub if I run a bit of HP investment, and that is beautiful. You know, if you look at it, this is level 100 and it's gonna be level 50, but let's just do it on level 100. I only need, let's see, 52 HP Vs to have my sub not be broken by Cycling Toss, and that's pretty fucking good. So yeah, I like Kyurem a lot. It's not what I wanted, but I'm really happy with it nonetheless. Honestly, it's a really solid mon. So now we get into the one mon that I'm not happy with. I should have picked up Golurk at this point, or a different ground type, like Rhydon would have been nice, because I still had 5 million left. But I wanted a Psychic type, and of course, Claydol is there, but Claydol is terrible. No, don't. I was considering Claydol for like a split second, then I realized it's Claydol, so, you know. I wanted a Psychic type, and one of the best ones was still around for 5 million, is a good old PU buddy of mine, Behem, which is gonna be called Angelic. If you don't know why, I'm gonna show it to you in a second. It gets this. Don't ask me why. It does. It gets Steel Wing. That's beautiful. So, why did I pick Behem? I don't know. I do know, but I should have picked up Golurk or Rhydon instead. Because I need another electric immunity, and spoilers, I don't have another one. I only have Jolteon so far, so that's gonna be a problem. I hate having that, but we'll see how it goes, you know. Yeah, Behem is really powerful. 125 special attack combined with the beautiful ability that is analytic. I'm gonna hit things hard. It has 75 attacks, so I can run Steel Wing. I'm not gonna. It's a Trick Room setter, which can be helpful in certain matchups. My team doesn't look very Trick Roomy, so I can go that route and surprise people. It has just the move pool it needs between Psyshock, Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and so on and so forth. I guess Dark Pulse, but you know, Shadow Ball is pretty much the same job. The thing doesn't have many switch-ins, and it's decently bulky. 75, 75, 95. It's pretty bulky on special side. Physical is kind of eh. But it can take a hit, set up Trick Room, and then just bash things. Or, you know, take a hit and kill something. And I have Healing Wish and Shaman. And I have Wish on Togekiss potentially. So this thing can definitely stay around. Can punch holes early game for other things late game. And I think that's really valuable. However, another community would have been much better. I just hope I can put in work with this thing in like the first 2 to 4 weeks. So it rises in price by like 1 million. And I can drop it for 4 million ground type if there's any good one left. So yeah, I think Behem is good, but I'm not happy with having it on my team. Let's put it that way. So moving on to my 2 last picks. I only picked up 10 mons instead of 11 because we can pick between 8 and 11. And I decided that 10 is just the right amount for my team right now. Now we get into 2 months that I wanted from the start that I'm very, very happy about. At the start of planning for my draft, I looked into spike setters, and there are very, very few that are, in my opinion, worth it. They're, in my opinion, good. Also Scummy, which is super expensive, so I didn't want that. Roserade, which is by far the best. Excelgor, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good mon, which has pretty big potential. I looked into his move pool a lot, and there are a couple of nifty moves to play around with. And my last pick, the one I actually decided to pick up, Garbodor. I know what you're thinking. Garbodor is trash. Yeah, it is. Literally, but it's still good. It has 3 good abilities. Well, 2 and Stench. I guess I can flinch more things, but not useful. Aftermath is really nice. I can run Rocky Helmet and Aftermath and get things in range for one of my late game sweetless. Let be Hitmonlee, Kyurem, Manaphy, Shaman, or my Mega pick, which is my last one. But yeah, I did get a Mega. I can also run Reek Armor and go with more offensive set because the thing's offensive move pool is really nice. It gets Gunk Shot, Seed Bomb, Rock Blast, Drain Punch, and a lot of other nifty moves that I can play around with. If you just want to take a quick look at this, I'm just not gonna say everything, but you can just look. It gets Rock Polish, which can be nice. It gets both spikes and T-Spikes, which can be incredibly helpful. I can look at the matchup and be like, Spikes would be really nice, or T-Spikes would be really nice in this matchup, which causes even more chip damage, which is what I really want on this team. Garbodor also gives me another decent check to fighting types, because you can't just spam close combat when there's a Rocky Helmet Garbodor chilling. That's just not how it works. I really want this in combination with Druddigon. That just causes so much chip damage. It would be beautiful, but you know. Its stats are not optimal, but 80, 82, 82 bulk is pretty solid, if you ask me. Which means it doesn't get O-code very easily. 95 attack is solid, 75 speed, It's just enough to outspeed most walls, so it's very nice. I like Gabbro a lot, and I think it has potential. This is a pick that's either going to go completely wrong or really well for me. I could have changed my plan and not get it and get something else instead, but I really wanted it so badly. So I'm happy that I got it, and I think it's going to put in work. Yeah, so moving on to my very last pick, and this is one that this is probably the one I'm most happy about. It's a mega that I've been talking about for a while now. It's a mega that I think is very underrated in the format and has massive potential. It's also the fastest mod in the entire draft. 100% confirmed by now. There's nothing that outspeeds the thing. You're probably already guessing what it is, and it's not too hard. It is... Can Jordan work with me, please? The face with no epic reveal. Thank you. Mega Aerodactyl! Yep. With the beautiful tough claws ability, as you can see in front of you. So, why do I think Mega Aerodactyl is amazing? By the way, Behem was 5, this was 10, Akiram, and Gabbro was 4, and this was 16, which I think is worth it, honestly. Because I think it has potential to be a top tier Mega. So, why did I pick Mega Aerodactyl? 150 speed. With this speed, as you can see, uninvested on level 50, I outspeed things like Jolly Garchomp, which is 1 or 2 base speed. That's ridiculous. Is it level 50 or just level 100? I'm not sure, I'll have to double check that, but it's not important right now. Garchomp hasn't even been drafted, so, you know. Also has really nice bulk. 80, 85, 95 for an offensive mon is really nice. Which means priority moves are not just gonna kill me, just like, you know, Mega Alakazam, for example, which has the same speed tier. It just gets bodied by priority moves. Mega Aerodactyl not. It can take, you know, an Aqua Jet, Bullet Punch, depending on what it's coming from, of course. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, I like the bulk a lot. And then 135 attack, which might not seem like too much for a Mega, but it's the same as Mega Lopunny. So, that's that. Or is it 136? Attack and speed are 135 and 136. I always forget which is what, but it doesn't matter. But the thing is Tough Claws. Tough Claws makes so many moves viable. Aerial Ace from the thing hits pretty hard. Stone Edge, of course, is not affected, but it's still very powerful. I get things like Aqua Tail and Crunch to boost it. I get Unstep, the ancient art of Unstep Dragon coverage in Dragon Claw. Beautiful. I also get things like Earthquake, of course, Fire Fang, or I guess Thunder Fang, Pursuit, Ice Fang. They all get boosted by Tough Claws, and it's beautiful. It also gives me a fast Stealth Rocker, which is only the second one on my team. My initial draft had like almost everything that Stealth Rocks, so it's kind of unfortunate. Gives me another hazard removal if I really want to go that route. I can run Default Mega Aerodactyl, which I guess Rock Polish. Gotta go fast. Fastest mon in the draft? Yeah, just fucking Rock Polish it, fucker. Tailwind as support. I can run a Stall Breaker set with Taunt and Roost. And this thing is just really nice. I did a lot of counts with this thing, and trust me, it has massive potential if I play it correctly. So if this thing doesn't work this season, it's all on me. No one else to blame. Not the mon, it's me. Also has Hone Claws, of course, for setup potential, which can be incredibly scary if you get with Hone Claws. Things are gonna drop. And this thing also forces my opponent to run Choice Scarfers every week, because otherwise the thing might just run through your team, and it's not gonna be a fun time for you. So, yeah, that's it, Bayern Munich for this season. I probably forgot to mention a couple things here and there, but that's just how it goes. This is a lot shorter than the last one. I am happy. I think I might have talked a bit too fast, but just how it goes. I'm sorry if I did. That's just how it goes. So yeah, tell me what you think of the team. There's a picture of it right in front of you right now, probably, because I did one and I want to put it on screen. Tell me what you think. I will put the original draft plan in the description down below with a screenshot or whatever I'll do. And tell me what you think of my draft in general. I know there are a lot of flaws. I'm fully aware that it's not perfect, but I still think it's a pretty solid draft. So yeah, Bayern Munich, we're going for the title, I guess. Oh, at least top 5. After getting stabbed so many times, I think top 5 should be my goal, because there are a lot of really good drafts and a lot of players that have just improved from season 1. It's gonna be a really fun season. Make sure to subscribe to the PPL channel in the description down below, and follow the PPL Twitter, because by the way, we actually have content on the PPL channel right now, like coach interviews and we'll have power rankings and all that juicy stuff, and it's just beautiful. So, without further ado, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will support the Bayern Munich this season. We will probably need it. So, like I said, thank you all for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I would appreciate all three of those, and hopefully see you guys when the season starts, or next time I upload. That's probably gonna be before that. So, goodbye.